Welcome back to Hot Mess and Hot Glue. This is Lynn. This is the Thrift Flip Thursday. This is hosted by Shayna from Robinson Repurposes and Savannah with Savvy Crafting with Savannah. My project today is going to be this copper planter that you see. It's a pretty substantial size. I was able to find this for $3.99. which is perfect because it fits within our $10 or less item to repurpose for this project. I'm going to be using this Rust-Oleum flat paint, and full disclosure, I don't love this one. The paint was very splotted. I mean, you'll kind of see as I start to paint, it wasn't my favorite. However, I still really like the way that everything turned out. So here I'm just putting on our first thin top layer coat onto the copper planter. And I am doing, like I mentioned before, the flat black. I want to repurpose this into some indoor home decor. As you can see, this was one of the areas that it was kind of frustrating because I don't get a consistent spray every time. Once the first coat dried, I went through and I just sanded the top because I always spray paint upside down, and so I didn't want to have any clumping from the drip part of when I had painted it. You can see here I kind of sanded some of the areas where I felt that the paint went on a little too thick and where there were a couple drip marks. Please excuse the mess also. I'm doing this in my garage as opposed to the studio. My studio does not have enough room or ventilation for this kind of project. I let this dry completely overnight. This is what it looked like once it was dry. I really liked the matte finish. I'm just kind of showing some of the supplies that I had thought that I was anticipating to use most of them. This is a bamboo cord that I had purchased from Amazon, and my plans for it originally are to try to make my own tobacco basket. So I wrapped the cord around the planter itself, and then I cut originally 2 strips, 2 for the top and then 2 for the bottom. I then had to go back through and actually do 3 for the top and 3 for the bottom to get proper coverage. And you can kind of see how I'm attaching that here. I started by using both super glue and hot glue, and the first layer went down pretty good with super glue and the hot glue mixture. However, there was kind of a ledge on both the top and the bottom. So as I go back through, I'm using the hot glue and I'm attaching the wood to the wood, and that is where I found I got the best adhesion and support, and that's why I ended up doing 3. So we did a middle layer as the bottom, kind of to add support for the top, and then the bottom part of the bamboo cording. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure you can see what I'm doing. Don't worry too much if you start to see some of the hot glue kind of webbing come off. It really, once you're all done and you give it a final wipe down, those little hot glue webs come right off. If you can see the outline of the planter itself, I'm just kind of following the lines and the grooves that it came with. I wanted to add a little bit of color and a little bit of texture to it, which is why I chose to do the top and the bottom. But you can see I'm kind of following along a natural, almost given border and outline to do this. The amazing hosts of this challenge have put together a playlist that will be linked down below. Please check out all of the videos, like, subscribe, and comment. These are some very, very, very talented crafters that I had the honor of being able to work with today. For this, I'm using the Sherbonder glue gun, but I'm also using the Gorilla Glue glue sticks. I really liked the way that the bamboo strip came out, but I also just really wanted to add a little bit more texture. So I found this cotton twine at Hobby Lobby. It was 50% off. I used it in a previous project this week where I made a little basket, and I just added it at the top and the bottom of the bamboo strips, just to add a little bit of a finish touch on the bamboo. If you can see at the right angle, it does kind of have a lip on it. And because I just can't help but keep adding little details, I did take a white cotton twine and I wrapped that around the middle portion, again for just added color, dimension, and texture. Those little spots you see came off really well once I gave it a final wipe. And this is how it looks inside my house. I have a blanket in there. I think I have actually 2 blankets in there, and then just a decorative pillow kind of sitting on top of it. I know it won't stay like this for long because I have a toddler running around the house, so once he wakes up, this is gonna come all apart. You may notice though, I did add some feet to the bottom of this because I didn't like the idea of having the copper planter just kind of scraping across the wood flooring. Again, toddler mom. I really want to give Shayna and Savannah a very big thank you for the invite on this Thursday thrift store flip. I had a ton of fun, and for a total cost of around $7, I really feel like this came out great, and it's going to have some wonderful purpose in our home. Again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I look forward to future videos.